No mercy for these players who came up with such a horrible performance on the pitch in the cup finale, especially the Carabao Cup. No mercy for Mohamed Salah, nothing for Diogo Jota, no mercy for Luis Diaz. An absolute, horrible, horrific, and abysmal, a poor. I don't even know, I'm just out of words. I'm totally knackered, just like the players are on the fucking pitch. These players do not deserve any sort of faith, any sort of hope. They give us nothing. They have absolutely blown my fucking mind in small pieces. I have no feeling left altogether. When I'm thinking about winning the Premier League, I feel supremely disappointed that we've been ousted, dropped out of 2 tournaments in a matter of 6 days. We were 1-0 up going to Anfield in the Champions League second leg, round of 16, and we bottled that. 6 days later, we bottled it again. What were we doing on the pitch? Why is there a replication in the performances as of late? Why are we so gassed? I don't care if you don't have the players. Of course, we don't have any depth. People thought we're going to run on these low fumes. We're going to be as energetic as possible. That's not possible in a season this long. We're talking about Mohamed Salah that we have relied on all season. 33 years old. A Virgil van Dijk who stood out tall and loud. Had a lapse in focus for that second goal that Isak scored. Konate was absolutely brilliant in the game. But the confidence, you need confidence. You need to be trusting the men ahead. McAllister, Gravenberch, Soslai, nothing to show for. Couldn't even go near Joelinton. Guimaraes, excellent with the touches to disperse any sort of pressure coming onto him. Brilliant touches, beautiful touches on the ball. Joelinton, Guimaraes driving the ball and just passing it ahead. Job done. Game over. That's how bad Liverpool were throughout the game, barring the last few minutes where I thought, oh, maybe the manager went wrong with the selection. Oh, this is quite the revelation. Chiesa is showing up with the performance that we expect from our wingers. In fact, Chiesa is more talented than Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota combined. Jota's done, man. Jota's done with the physicality. Jota will thrive in the Saudi League, probably Syria. He's done. It's really sad that the injuries have really taken a toll on him, and this is the first time that Jota is actually not injured for a long time now. He's been there for 2 months, I think, right? And this is the first time that we've actually utilized him in the business end of the season, and he's shown up with a couple of horrible performances. He's shown up with a couple of flops. He's shown up with performances that we should be embarrassed of watching. The way he played on the pitch, no physical attribute to his game at all, no strength when you're being surrounded by big man Dan Burns, Fabian Schär, the Swiss. There's no physicality, no strength, no vigor, no desire to go and beat that man, no way. A teenager, Livramento, better than Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is not a fullback at all. He can drive with the ball, but he delivered 0 crosses, 0 key passes, nothing from him. Mohamed Salah, burned by a teenager, Livramento, who's better than Robertson and Kwanzaa combined on those flanks. Even though Robertson had an okayish game, I would say, but still, he's a Robertson, a shadow of his prime self. That's how bad we were. I really feel for Virgil van Dijk. I think the entire team let him down. Gravenberch looks like he's running low on fumes, game in, game out. Liverpool, in fact, throughout the season, we've had games. In sporadic phases, we've had games this bad. It's just people don't really want to see the reality. The reality of the situation is that Mohamed Salah, if he comes up with a goal or an assist, doesn't mean his performance would be looked back at. Every game that I've seen Mohamed Salah, most of the games where he's scored 2 goals or scored a goal or gotten an assist, his goal contributions, amazing. But his performance on the pitch, pathetic. There's a reason why people argue that he's not the best footballer in the world, that he's a stats merchant, that he's a stat padder. And to a certain extent, no matter how big a legend he is for the club, I'm going to call him out when we are appearing in a trophy, in a finale. I'm going to call him out when he's not making us, when we are helpless, left doing nothing in a situation where the players had a 6-day rest. They had a 6-day rest, an entire week off, right? Even for the second leg for the PSG game, right? Or the first leg, for the first leg that we played against PSG, we had a week's time off. We had a week off, entire week off, right? And what sort of a performance did it show up with? Nothing. They showed up with nothing. No grace. Absolute classless. This is what Liverpool Football Club doesn't really stand with. The club is bigger than these players for sure. Get in more acquisitions in the summer is what it is going to be. I'm going to call these players out, man. Luis Diaz, sell him. Diogo Jota, sell him. Nunez, keep him. I want Nunez to be there. In fact, I want him to be giving competition to a striker that we sign in the summer transfer window. Salah, keep him. Maturity, experience might just come from the bench or even might start games for us and be that primal Salah that we've seen this season, right? But I'm not going to take a risk on that. Sometimes I think about Michael Edwards making these decisions, right? What, Salah is on a 350, 400 wage a week, right? Virgil's on what, 280, 300? What, more than $500,000 a week they're wasting. No wonder FSG is never going to change their business model. Why do we think FSG, Michael Edwards, are not giving them contractual extensions? Why? They want to save money, man. They're not sure if they're gonna be performing well. You think Michael Edwards doesn't really consult with the analytics? The analysts were there in the dressing room. In the backdrop, there is a lot of study, a lot of research going on. We need to replenish our squad. It should have happened in the Jan transfer window. We should have had a couple of players on loan just to get us through these trophies, man. The finale, we messed it up. We handed it over to Newcastle like nothing, bro. It means nothing. It meant nothing to the players on the pitch. You know what? It's so funny. Joelinton, right? You would see Joelinton pressing in numbers, right? Joelinton would be joining forces with Harvey Barnes, helping him out, garnering, locking in on every Liverpool player on the pitch, right? Joelinton did that job. Tonali in a deeper position, holding really well, and being so technically good, defensively to his defensive ability is massive, creating that cover, 5-4-1, just put that fucking block and get rid of every attack Liverpool come up with. Nothing, toothless in front, nothing. And Onslaught hasn't really learned his lesson. Play Darwin Nunez instead of Jota. I don't know what is up with Jota. His movement is amazing. But there's going to be no movement, man, when you have 5 defenders in front of you. It'll be difficult for you to be making those runs. You need precision in those passes as well, which Trent always provides us with. But you can't really expect that from Kwanzaa. Again, replenishment, acquisitions. It is all missing. What is up with FSG? Did Onslaught not ask for these signings in the Jan transfer window? Was he so sure? Because in the presser, he was really obvious. After the Jan transfer window ended, he was really sure that this squad is going to get us across the line. Are we even going to win the Premier League now? From the quadruple to the treble to the double, are we going to win the league? Arsenal won against Chelsea. 12 points cushion. Are we going to win it? They have no game in hand, by the way. 9 games to go. Are they going to win it? Will they do the unthinkable? Will we bottle the league as well? When is the club going to wake up? I've had enough. People who think I'm exaggerating, do not equate your feelings from this game to winning the league. Do not equate your feelings, because from the very beginning of the season, I had no expectations of any trophy. They gave us more hope, and you can't really deny that. If Liverpool is within reach of winning a trophy, of course we've bottled it. Of course I'm going to be dejected. Of course you should be disappointed as well. The players should be accountable to the fans as well. The 12th man, we do a lot of work. We are always supporting the club. I have not gone on a rant this season or the season before that. I understood that Jurgen felt burnt out. In fact, I was infuriated the way we finished the last leg of the previous season as well. We could have won the league, but we didn't. Let's do this for Jurgen. Let's do it for Onslaught. We gotta be ensuring we are composed in these moments. I don't care how gassed the players are on the pitch. You have a good break. Replenish your energy. We need that electric endurance on the pitch. We want the same Gravenberch who takes a turn, half turns, makes a run into the central channels, finding Soboslai and McAllister to support him. We need the midfield to be covering the ground, the empty spaces on the pitch, with Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes, Isak brilliantly getting into the wide channels, helping Harvey Barnes. Their left channel was so lucrative. Jacob Murphy looks so good. No matter what people are going to say about Newcastle season, they haven't been the pressing monsters that we've seen in the past couple of seasons, but they turned up in this game. They have never won a game against Liverpool with Eddie Howe manning them. But they proved themselves wrong, bro. They won a trophy after 55, 60 years. They've rewritten history. And they've done an amazing job, to be honest. And they deserve to celebrate every bit of that cup. Newcastle deserve it. They deserved it. We were the weaker side. We were the underdogs, in fact, going into this one. I was so sure that we were going to be gassed. And we were. From the very first minute, man. Just acting like we know everything. Possession is nothing. We had all the possession in the world in the first half. And what did we fucking do? Nothing. Zilch. Nada.